Hey, new coach, welcome aboard. Big hugs. I'm glad you're here. Whether I know you or I don't know you, welcome to our community. So, I'm a Star Diamond coach. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm going to share with you with what I believe is the best, most natural, most organic, and unforced way to build your business in a way that doesn't feel like you're trying to sell something to people where they don't want it and they don't need it. None of that stuff and none of that being weird stuff. You know what I'm talking about, that you've experienced with other people trying to business, how they put on some kind of a sales hat and you don't even really recognize them anymore. This is going to be an organic, natural experience where we're not doing any of that stuff. So, here we go. First thing, get something to write with. Pause this if you have to and come back. We're back. Okay, so first, I want you to establish what your goals are. You should have already done this. If you didn't, now is a great time to do it. So let me give you a couple tips for that and we'll move on to the next thing. And watch this anyway, because as you build a team, you're going to want to be able to help people get their goals out of them too. So establish your health goals and your fitness goals. Whatever they are, they're yours. Make them specific. Make them important. Now I want you to go a little bit deeper than just the goal, because a goal by itself is really arbitrary. It doesn't inspire anybody to do anything, and it typically doesn't hold somebody accountable to themselves to even see it through. So go beyond the goal and write down what it's going to mean to you when you accomplish your health and your financial goals. What is life going to look like compared to what it looks like today? Write down how you feel today. Write down your circumstances today. Write down how maybe other people are affected by whatever's going on today. And then after you accomplish your goals, I want you to write down how things are going to be different. What is life going to be like? Who's going to be affected? How they will be affected and how it feels and all those things. Because this is a life lesson. You're either going to be pushed around by your circumstances or you're going to be pulled by your vision. So it's incumbent upon you and me and all of us. It's incumbent upon you to build your vision so powerful that it's going to overpower life's circumstances. And if things are hunky-dory right now, cool. They're not always going to be. There's going to be a wrench thrown at you. There's going to be a phone call. Something's going to happen. So build that vision up so powerful you're going to be pulled through it. Okay, moving right along. Pause this if you have to do that. And then share it with your coach, your team. And all of you should be sharing these things together so that you can just be there for each other emotionally as well as in whatever other way you all need to be there for each other and really develop a feeling of community as you get this going. You want to develop a feeling of community. And this will go a long way towards that, just sharing this stuff. All right, next. The game plan is very simple, and it really doesn't change from the time that you start, middle, end. Well, there is no end because we're lifers. We're in it for life. Okay, so it's simple. You're going to be on product. You're going to use product. You're going to get a result with that product. And that's how you're going to be able to organically inspire people as well as invite people to do this with you. So you're doing the product, consuming the product, inspiring people, and asking them, inviting them to do this with you. You're in the trenches now with them. You're relatable. There's no weird selling. It's organic. It's unforced. It's natural. So right off the bat, you have to be on something like, well, I'm on this. I love my Shakeology. Get on auto ship. Don't do the one-time payment stuff. You'll save more money on auto ship and you want to be the example. So be on auto ship. Get on auto ship on something. Shakeology is probably the thing you're going to want to be on auto ship on. If you're doing a home fitness program, make sure you got the right home fitness program. Talk to your coach, your team. We got something for everyone, and they're always coming out with new things. We got so many of them. You need to know where you're at now so that you can pick the right program out that's going to meet you with where you're at now and also meet you with where your interests are right now so you have fun doing it, and it's going to give you the results that you're looking for. So connect with your team about making sure that you've got the right program. If you're going to start out with just nutrition, that's cool. I've actually enrolled people before who just had no interest in exercise, but man, they really wanted the Shakeology, the superfoods in that, and maybe the meal planning and other stuff that comes with that. And then a few days later, a few weeks later, something, they come back and they're like, Tom, I'm feeling good. I got more energy. Let's talk about a fitness program. So that's totally fine. Whatever your starting point is, you just need to be on something and auto ship something so that you can use it and you share your story as it unfolds. And as it unfolds, now you've earned the right at that point to say, hey, let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? You've earned the right because you're doing it too, and you're doing something even before you get started. Even if you're waiting for it to come in the mail, it can still be like, I already ordered my stuff. Friend, let's do this together. We both got goals. We want to get healthy. Let's keep each other accountable. Let's do this together. So your invitation, by the way, you're going to want to get in touch with your coach, your team, and look at the different invitations that are out there. Maybe craft a new one so that it matches who you are, because you're going to need something that you feel good about sending people. You don't want something where you feel wrong or weird sending to people. You want something that you feel good sending to people, a way of inviting people. And right off the bat, even if you don't have this in the mail yet, and you haven't started yet, but you've at least ordered it, it's on the way, you've still, at that point, you've earned the right to be able to invite people. And that makes that process of even just coming up with the invitation so that you can invite somebody to do it with you, it makes it so much, it's a game changer. Can you imagine inviting people to something that you're not using, you haven't even ordered? I mean, that's craziness, man. That is nuts. That's like sales and persuasion 101 and or 101, and I personally don't teach it. So I cannot emphasize enough. Make sure that you are faithfully consuming product, and if you're working out, you're faithfully working out so that you are developing a story that you can share as you create it. And the trainings, we've got endless trainings on how to share your story as it unfolds. We've got trainings on the invitation process, on onboarding people, all of that stuff. We've got trainings on all of it, but you're going to want to do one thing at a time. This whole getting started process, one thing at a time to keep it digestible. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed and freeze and probably stop doing it. So in my opinion, this is a great place to start with this video, because I'm not going to throw a bunch of stuff at you. No, I'm not. So far we have your goals and what all that looks like, your goals behind the goals, right? And now we have, you're going to be on product that matches what your goals are and where you're at now and what your interests are, so you have fun doing them. So now that we got those two things established, here's going to be the next thing. And that's going to be, you need to put aside time for this. Even if it's just 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or so a day, or an hour a day, or maybe some of you have more time. For a lot of you, one big motivation for doing this whole thing is because you don't have a lot of time and you want to be able to have more free time. And this is going to be the thing that's going to help you get more free time. So maybe that was your motivation. So what I want you to do, because a lot of people have no idea where they're going to come up with time. And if you have all the time in the world as it is, great. Watch this anyway, because you're going to enroll people, I guarantee it, that don't. And you need to be able to communicate this with them or point them to this video or other videos that just focus solely on the time thing, right? So get out a sheet of paper, divide it in half, 2 columns, a left side and a right side. On the left side, you're going to put at the top of it, my priorities. On the right side, you're going to put real life activities. So on the left side, write down your priorities. It's going to be a small list. Financial, family, maybe there's a spiritual side. Your Beachbody business should be there, because that's going to be the thing to help you solve a lot of problems. Whatever your priorities are, it's going to be a small list. Usually 3, 4, maybe 5 things is what most people list. On the other side, the right column, real life stuff. Audit your day, be honest. Every little thing you do, no matter how big, no matter how small, just write it all down. This list is going to be enormous. It's going to be 10, 20 times the size of this other list. Now, I want you to draw lines from each of the little things that you do every day, from the right, the right column of real life. I want you to draw a line, each of those things, to the priority that it lines up with on the left side. I guarantee you're going to find stuff that doesn't line up with any of your priorities. But it's taking time, a minute, an hour, a few minutes, who knows? Well, that's how you open up more time. So some of those things you might want to think about getting rid of permanently, because maybe they're just bad for you. And other things, maybe they're really, there's nothing wrong with them, but they just don't line up with your priorities. And if your priorities are suffering, then get rid of those things at least temporarily, then bring them back in once your priorities are thriving and you're doing really well and your Beachbody business is taking off and is doing really great. So call it delayed gratification. That's a big word, right? So do that exercise. It's going to be very eye-opening for you. It's everyone I've ever taken through that exercise. It's like, wow, I had no idea I had this much opportunity for time to build my Beachbody business. But this exercise is an eye-opener. So please do that exercise. And then once you do that, you decide. Do you have 20 minutes a day, half hour, hour, a couple hours a day? Hopefully at least 20 minutes or so. Even if it's broken up into 2 10-minute blocks of time or 4 5-minute blocks of time, whatever, at least 20 minutes a day. Do that exercise, guarantee you're going to have it. You'll probably have way more than 20 minutes a day. Okay, so now that we have that established, we've established that you have goals and you know what it's going to mean to accomplish them. We've established that you're consuming product, you're on auto ship for something, probably Shakeology, so that you can consume, you can use, and get a result, so that positions you to be able to organically invite people to do this with you. God, that's such a key variable. Makes it a lot easier and more attractive. And we've just established that you have more than enough time to do this. It's just how you prioritize your time. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do, start writing down the names of people that you'd like to invite to do this with you. Just write down their names, all of them. Go through your Facebook friends, your contact on your phone. Go through memory joggers. You can Google memory jogger. Go to google.com, memory jogger. You'll find all kinds of things that'll help you come up with names of people that you'd like to invite. And then once you have that list, I want you to go to your coach, go to your team, me, whomever, and you need to craft an invitation that works for you to invite them to come along this journey with you. So important. That's going to be the very start of all of this. And let's avoid this pitfall. You don't want to wait until you are at your goal till you start inviting people, because then you miss the opportunity to invite people to come with you. Do you get that? It's really important. Now, if you happen to already be in amazing shape and now you're going to start this to continue your journey, don't worry, we've got you covered too. Just get in touch with your coach, your team. We've got invitation examples for people of all different backgrounds and all different levels of where they're at with their health and their fitness and their wealth and whatever else. We got all that stuff covered. We really do. So get in touch with your team and be involved in a community of people helping people within the Beachbody community of Beachbody coaches, of people helping people with their coaching business, of making passive and residual money as a direct result of helping people get healthy physically and financially. Just establish that you have more than enough time to do this. It's just how you prioritize your time. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do, start writing down the names of people that you'd like to invite to do this with you. Just write down their names, all of them. Go through your Facebook friends, your contact on your phone. Go through memory joggers. You can Google memory jogger. Go to google.com, memory jogger. You'll find all kinds of things that'll help you come up with names of people that you'd like to invite. And then once you have that list, I want you to go to your coach, go to your team, me, whomever, and you need to craft an invitation that works for you to invite them to come along this journey with you. So important. That's going to be the very start of all of this. And let's avoid this pitfall. You don't want to wait until you are at your goal till you start inviting people, because then you miss the opportunity to invite people to come with you. Do you get that? It's really important. Now, if you happen to already be in amazing shape and now you're going to start this to continue your journey, don't worry, we've got you covered too. Different levels of where they're at with their health and their fitness and their wealth and whatever else. We got all that stuff covered. We really do. So get in touch with your team and be involved in a community of people helping people within the Beachbody community of Beachbody coaches, of people helping people with their coaching business, of making passive and residual money as a direct result of helping people get healthy physically and financially.